Hey everyone, so today's video is the first update for my This is Pantasy project pan, and this is a collaboration with the Fantastic Ladies collab group over on Facebook. So if you want a bunch of project pans to join into, I would highly recommend going over to Facebook and checking out their group. I really love being a part of their group, and I've recently started a couple of their project pans. So it's really exciting to do these with other people and be able to follow along with other people's updates as well. So basically this is a project pan based off of fantasy creatures. So there's a prompt for each creature. I believe there's about like 20 prompts, and I only chose 6 to roll in initially, but this is a rolling project pan. So once I hit my goal on one product, I will be rolling in a different product with a new prompt. And this is a year-long rolling project pan, so it did just start actually 2 months ago because the updates are every other month. So I can't believe it's already been 2 months since I rolled these products in. But it did start on October 11th, so the updates go up every 11th of the month, or I guess every other month, but it will go to October 11th, 2022. So if you want to join in on this project, I would highly recommend it. It is a really fun project based off of fantasy creatures, and I do really love fantasy books and movies, so this is a really exciting one. And I will have all of the information for this project pan down below in the description box, including the master list with all the other creators that are joining in on this project, and I really love going and watching all of their videos as well. So definitely go check out some other creators that are doing this project, and let's just go ahead and get straight into the update. So for these products, I did set some usage goals, but I also set some goals where I wanted to hit pan. Because this is a year-long project pan, I feel like I can set some more difficult goals because I have the whole year to complete them. So the first product is for the creature A Centaur, and this is a product that is a duo because a centaur is half man, half horse. So I chose my Natasha Bronze and Glow. So this is a bronzer, sort of blushy shade, but I mostly just use this bronzer shade as like a bronzy blush. And then this highlighter shade is also a little bit too dark for me, especially now in the winter time. I feel like it does work for me in the summer, but right now it's a little bit too dark. So I've mainly just been using this as eyeshadow, and my goal is to get 20 uses out of it. And I have gotten 14 uses out of it so far. So I definitely will be able to hit my goal on this one by the next update. And I like that I set some easier goals because then there will actually be products that I'll be able to roll out every so often. So obviously it is a rolling project pan, so I want to be rolling products out. I don't just want all of these products to be in this project for the whole year, because I feel like that's not as exciting, although it is exciting to actually hit pan on stuff rather than just get a usage goal out of it. But I know I wouldn't really be able to hit pan on this, and it would just sort of be forcing myself to use it, and I wouldn't like it after. So this one, I just have a 20 use goal, so I just need 6 more uses to hit my goal. I do still really enjoy this, even using it as eyeshadow. I do still dip into the shade as a blush sometimes, and even the shade as a highlight if I feel like it. So this is almost like a very little versatile duo, and I do really enjoy it. It just is not the best for my skin tone all year round. The next creature is a Cyclops, and for this prompt it is a single eyeshadow. So I chose a shadow out of my little magnetic palette that basically has a bunch of random singles in it. And the shade that I chose to work on is this single from Makeup Geek in the shade Creme Brulee. I will insert photos of the update. There's not a huge dip or anything going in this. It is right here because I've only been using it, 2 months, and it's also a matte shadow, and it's also a transition shade, so I use it with a really fluffy brush. So I'm not really forming any kind of dip in it. You can tell it's definitely been used, and the product is like disturbed, but it's not anywhere near like a dip, and I'm not close at all to hitting pan. But this one was a little bit more of a difficult goal that I set for myself, just because this is a year-long project pan, and I would like to hit pan on more of my eyeshadows. So this one I did actually use 25 times. I literally use it every single time I apply makeup. So I was able to get a lot of use out of this, and I feel like I should have used it more than 25 times, but I guess I wasn't wearing makeup a ton because obviously in 2 months I used it 25 times. Actually, the reason for that is because I did not bring this home with me for Thanksgiving break. So if you've been watching my videos, you would know a few videos were recently filmed at home, and now I'm back at school. So that's the reason why this only has 25 uses, and probably why some of these other products don't have as many uses as I maybe would have liked, because some of them I did leave at school while I went home, just because I didn't want to have to bring all my makeup home and then bring all my makeup back. And obviously I don't have all my makeup with me here at school, so pretty much the only makeup I have with me here at school is my Project Pan products. But anyways, that's a whole tangent. I feel like this will take me pretty long to hit pan on, obviously because it's a matte shade, and honestly, I literally just dip into this palette to dip into that single shade. But I would like to get more use out of my singles, but I don't know why I tortured myself with trying to hit pan on a matte shade like this, because I've never hit pan, or generally never hit pan on a matte shade unless it's like a cream shadow. So like a cream shade that you just use for setting your lid. So I feel like I almost wish I would have picked one of these shimmer shades, because that way I'd still get use out of my singles, and I feel like that way I'd even get more use out of my singles, because I don't know, like I feel like this is not turning into my favorite shade, but it's just a transition shade, so it is really easy to throw on every day. So I'm just gonna keep chugging away at it and see how far I get. If it becomes torture to dip into this every day and use it, or I may actually put this into a smaller palette when I get home, and I feel like that'll be a little bit easier to get use out of, rather than having to pull out this larger palette every time I do my makeup just for that one shade. So we'll see how this goes throughout the year, and I may decide to roll it out if I just feel like I'm torturing myself with it. The next creature is a dragon, and this is a large product. So for that one, I chose not like the largest product in my collection, but it's still pretty big. It's the Natasha Sunrise palette, and mainly I consider this large because the number of shades that it has in it. So initially I said I wanted to hit pan on one of these shades. I didn't pick a specific shade. I just wanted to kind of organically use it and see what shades I gravitated towards, and then from there sort of decide which one I wanted to try to hit pan on. So I feel like I really, really love this palette. It's a great like all around palette. You can get a really natural look, but also like a more dramatic look. So I do really, really love this palette, and I love all of the shades in here. I feel like I gravitate more towards the metallic shades. I do really love the mattes in here, but like to hit pan on, I definitely want to try to hit pan on a metallic shade in here, because mattes just take way too long to hit pan, and I'm already torturing myself with those makeup, or that Makeup Geek single, and I'm actually going to be rolling in another one of those later on in this project. So I think I want to hit pan on this shade in the corner right here called Laurel. I will insert photos so you can see it more close up. I was also debating hitting pan on the shade Awakening, which is right next to Laurel. So one of these two I'm gonna hit pan on. I think it's gonna be Laurel, just because I feel like that shade is a bit more versatile and kind of can go with every look. Like I'll dip into this palette just to reach for Laurel with a lot of the looks I do. This I have on the inner portion of my lid right now, but I kind of put like a glitter topper on top of it. So I do definitely really love this palette, and I'm really happy to like organically sort of reach for it. And I find that I want to reach for this palette, so I really have enjoyed having this in this project for the last 2 months. Because I have gotten use out of a lot of these shades, but I do definitely gravitate towards the metallic shades. So that's the sort of update on this palette. I specifically chose like one focus shade now instead of just sort of organically using all of the shades. That way, obviously, I'd never hit pan on it, but I do want to hit pan on one of these before rolling it out. And I did use this palette 16 times, so I didn't necessarily use Laurel 16 times, but I dipped into this 16 times, which is pretty good considering all the other eyeshadows that I have in projects. So I do definitely gravitate towards this palette, so I think it'll be really fun to try to hit pan on one of these shades. Next up, the creature is a Goblin, and for this one, it is a product that gives you trouble. And this one was kind of difficult to pick just because I feel like, I don't know, I can kind of make a lot of products work. Like there's not a lot of products that really give me trouble, but I decided to go with my Aether Beauty highlight. This is the Supernova Crushed Diamond Highlighter. This is just like their original shade. And the reason I decided to go with this is because this is a glittery highlight. I do have it on my cheekbones today, and I do really, really like it. Also, this is newer to my collection, so I haven't gotten a ton of use out of it, and I haven't formed a full opinion on it, which is another reason why I decided to put it in here, because I just wanted to use it a little bit more and sort of figure it out. Because when I first used this, it was just like way too glittery, and I didn't really know what I thought of it, and I was using it with a highlighting brush. But I have decided I think I like to apply this with my finger, just because you get a little less of that glitter fallout, and it just sort of gives you that shine. Because the thing with this, I do really, really love the way it looks on my cheeks. It almost makes your skin look wet, but it does definitely have those glitter particles in there. So if you hate glitter and highlights, I would not recommend this, but it's definitely a very unique highlighting formula. like it just gives the most beautiful glow to your skin, but it is a little bit glittery. Like I almost wish the glitters just wouldn't be in there, but then I feel like it wouldn't look as amazing on the skin. So I still don't really know fully how I feel about this, but this is definitely sort of a product that gives me trouble, where I do really, really love the way it looks, but it does have those glitters in there. So I'm just sort of still trying to figure out how to use it and figure out how I like it. So this isn't necessarily like my favorite product, but it's also newer to me. So I did end up using this 10 times. So that's like a pretty good amount of time. I did also leave this here when I went home for Thanksgiving, so that's why I didn't get a ton of use out of it. I also don't just like naturally reach for this because it does have those glitters in it. So when I know I like definitely don't want glitter on my face, I obviously won't reach for this. And I forgot to say, my goal with this one is 20 uses, so I am halfway there. So hopefully by the next update I can hit that goal and figure out a little bit more how I like this product. Next up is a Phoenix, which this prompt is a product that is repressed. So for that one, basically one of the only repressed products in my collection is my Milani Prep Set and Glow Illuminating Transparent Powder. So this I did have pan on, and obviously I repressed it because it was just getting difficult to use. So I feel like there's still a pretty good amount of product in here. I do want to completely finish this. I actually forget what I said my goal was last update, but I have decided that I just want to hit pan on this for now. I think this might be what I said my first update or my intro, but I want to definitely hit pan on this in this project, and then I guess depending on how long it takes me to hit pan, I may also want to finish this in this project. I do know I want to finish this relatively soon, but I sort of just naturally reach for this as a powder, so I don't think it necessarily has to be in a project for me to finish it off. So I think I will just hit pan and then roll it out of this project, because I do want to get through a lot of the other prompts, hopefully all of the prompts by the time this project ends. So yeah, this one I just want to hit pan on and then I will roll out. But I did already use this 15 times, and again, this was one that I didn't bring home with me, so 15 times for 2 months isn't great, but I am starting to reach for this a lot more, obviously, now that I sort of have it with me. So I feel like I will pretty easily be able to hit pan on this. I feel like it's just difficult to hit pan on powders because I'm using such a big fluffy brush, so I'm not focusing in on like the middle of the product or anything. I'm sort of evenly wearing it down. But this one I do enjoy using, and I feel like I kind of just organically reach for it, so I don't think this one will be too difficult. And then the last product is for the creature a unicorn, which is brand new in my collection. And this Tower 28 gloss was pretty much brand new to my collection. There was a couple other products I was debating between rolling in for this prompt, but this is in the shade Cashew, and I did end up using this 17 times, and my goal is actually only to use it 20 times because it is a brand new gloss. I don't want to completely pan it because I do also really, really like this gloss and I want to have it in my collection. Like if I completely finish this off, I would want to repurchase it. So I feel like I'm not in a hurry to finish it off. So I have really, really enjoyed getting a lot of use out of this, and I just love the formula of these glosses. I would want other shades, but I'm waiting sort of to get more use out of this and to also go through some of my other glosses before I purchase anything else. So this one, obviously 3 uses in 2 months, will definitely be rolled out by the next update. So for this one, I actually just wanted to roll in a new product because I only need 3 more uses, and these updates are every other month, so I didn't want to just have like less products, and I feel like if I roll in a new product, I can then make more progress. I also only have 6 products going in this project, so I'm okay with adding in another one. So I was looking through my prompts, and like I said, I don't have all my makeup here with me at school, so I was very limited as to what I could roll in, and I also pretty much only have my Project Pan products with me here at school. So I was kind of trying to figure out like any product that I had that wasn't already in a project. And for this one, I chose the creature Basilisk, which I've actually never heard of before. So this is a king of serpents, and he is a magical beast bred by dark wizards. So for this prompt, it is a dark matte shadow, which you guys know I'm already panning that transition shade by the creme brulee shade from Makeup Geek. So obviously the logical shadow to roll into this project would be this dark shade over here, and this is from Makeup Geek again. It is the shade Dark Roast, and this basically has no use on it. I did use it today in my outer corners and sort of on my lash line, so I will use this almost as a liner, which I do really like to do with dark eyeshadows. I don't like eyeliner pencils, or I never really use eyeliner in general, so I do definitely prefer like a dark matte shadow as a liner, so I will definitely be able to use this that way. And I feel like obviously, if I want that effect, I'll just dip into the shadow to get use out of it. And I do also like this on the outer corner. I feel like I can sheer it out a little bit, but then it's super dark, so obviously I'm not using like a ton of product. And my goal with this is actually to hit pan. Like I said, I want to expand the amount of pan that I have on my eyeshadows, and I do want to get a lot more use out of my singles. So I feel like these two shades being in this project will maybe convince me to use some of these other shimmers, but obviously I have other shimmers in eyeshadow palettes that are in projects that I'd rather use, obviously because they're in projects and I'm trying to hit pan on them. So I do really like this palette and this sort of assortment of single shadows, and I feel like with this transition shade and then this darker shade, I could pretty much pair any type of lid shade with it because they're pretty neutral shades. So that's why I figured I'd roll this dark neutral brown in, because it kind of goes with everything. So I feel like it'd just be easier to use like every day, and I do definitely want to get use out of some of these metallic shades. So maybe if I hit pan on one of these shimmery shades, I will count it as like a rollout instead of having to hit pan on creme brulee, or maybe instead of having to hit pan on dark roast. So I feel like I just want to hit pan on this palette in general, but those are the two specific shades that are technically in this project. So I'm really excited to get more use out of this. I'm glad I was able to like roll in a new product, because I thought this was going to be a really boring update, but that Tower 28 gloss, I only have 3 more uses left, so I feel like I can definitely easily hit that and even naturally reach for this gloss that many times. So I'm not really in a rush, like I said, to use it or finish it off. So I'm really happy with this update. I feel like in 2 months I didn't make a ton of progress, but I feel like this is going to be one of those slow and steady type of products because my goals are a little bit more difficult to hit. But I really hope you guys enjoy this update. Like I said, make sure to go check out the other creators that are also participating in this project, because I will definitely be watching all of their updates and I'm so excited to watch everyone's videos. But if you did enjoy this, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I do post new videos 3 times a week. Actually, in December, you guys are getting a bonus video every week, so make sure to stay tuned for that and subscribe if you want to see more from me. Also, make sure to hit that bell icon to get notified every time I post. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.